I had been in the retail business, you're quite right, for a very long time, even before I came to New Zealand. And it's every kid's dream to own their own shop, or in this case, a bunch of shops. And opportunities in Australia never quite came my way to purchase, but I did manage to manage some quite big retailers and some substantial businesses. But a purchasing opportunity never came to me in Australia, but it came here in New Zealand. Because you're right, I was mandated to fix the business and then sell it, because the owners at that point in time did not want to be represented in New Zealand, and Auckland's a long way from Amsterdam. And so I had the opportunity to sell the business, which I did to myself. Pretty quickly thereafter, I became one of the fellows in this country with the biggest overdraft in the world. Yeah. But we worked hard.
This is the bit that I'm interested in. The risk you took on there, was that something that you think you always had in you? I'm just curious as to, in terms of, we think about entrepreneurs and wanting more New Zealanders to take the jump and build things and create things, that moment when you realised you were going to take on debt that would presumably have wiped you out if you'd gone bust?
Correct. I didn't see any risk. I was very aware up until then of the likely risks, but I know at that point I didn't see any risk. There was, in my mind, no chance of failure with this business here in New Zealand. There was no risk attached to it at all. I'll give you a short example. Just after I came to New Zealand, I was looking for an opportunity of pushing this business to the forefront of being noticed. You're quite right, Briscoe's had been in New Zealand since 1861. Had nearly gone out of business 2 or 3 times. When I came here, I did a survey, an anonymous survey, and customers were of the view, Briscoe's, yeah, I know about them. Uncle Fred used to work there, but they're still in business. So there was no baggage, there was no bad feeling, but everyone had thought the business had gone to sleep. And so we decided to open illegally on Sundays. Now, that could be a risk. Well, it is a risk. So we thought, what are the fines? How can I get prosecuted? What's the likelihood? How do I tell people, that I'm going to be open on Sundays? How do I convince my staff to work? So we did all these things. Everything came through positive. Even the staff volunteered. I didn't tell the people to work. They volunteered. We opened Sundays. Back in those days, we were doing the equivalent of a month's trading in a single day. That set a platform.
How long before you got prosecuted?
We didn't get prosecuted.
Shut down? No?
We didn't get shut down.
No?
Government of the day thought it might be best if they changed the legislation rather than prosecute Rod. So they changed the legislation. Then everybody could open. Now, I was pretty sad about that, but there were no victims. People weren't forced to come into the stores and buy product. They wanted to.
Well, fast forward to now. I mean, do you, in terms of the business trading environment, is it easy to do business in New Zealand still, or are there things that have crept back in?
No, it is now easier than what it was. There's not the opportunities for a entrepreneurial retailer for me to do very, very, very special things.
How come?
Except, well, there's no giant thing that I can disrupt the market with, for example, like Sunday trading. Now, I can do some clever things online, and we do. We do some clever things in terms of promotions. And yes, we open till midnight from time to time, and we do very, very big sales. But the major disruptive ideas or the disruptive opportunities are not quite there these days as they once were.
That comes back to the question of what actually drives you to do this and to have grown this business. You've made a lot of money, that's no secret along the way, but what is it? I mean, it can't be just the money.
It's not.
What is it, that thing that's driving you to keep doing this? You could have bowed out ages ago and be playing golf every day of the week.
Yeah. I want my business to be number one in their category. I want to be the most respected retailer in the country. I want to be the best retailer.
You don't think you already are?
Well, the game doesn't end, you know. At the end of the day, you know, I too want to leave a legacy, and this business is the legacy.